These women are stronger than most lumberjacks. This guy can paint an entire wall in just 50 seconds, and this worker can make a whole house with his nailing skills. Get ready for some work motivation. Ever thought of using telekinesis to make your job a little easier? Well, you just thought of it. These guys are actually doing it. How the heck does the bucket not fall in with the fruits? It's clearly black magic. Although their spines are definitely going to feel this one in 10 years. But hey, at least they're good at their job right now. Cutting watermelons takes a lot of skill. They're huge and super messy. But this guy sliced the code and got it done in under a minute. If we ever tried this, we'd at least have to sacrifice one finger. Have you ever watched a video that looked so smooth that it seemed reversed? Well, that's what this guy looks like when he's clearing his mooring line. Ever struggled with bottle flips? Well, this guy does that for a living, but instead of bottles, it's gas canisters. Instead of walking all the way to the vehicle, he just throws them up there. Let's just hope they don't blow up. Forget Thor and his axe. There's a new superhero in town, or should we say heroine. The Axe Women are a group of women that can do anything with an axe. That includes axe throwing and chopping thick pine wood, so you'd better not make any of them angry. Or watch out for some flying axes coming your way. These guys are fearless geniuses. These barrels are explosive, and while most of us would shudder at the thought of moving them, they're so used to having them around that they're just rolling them across the lot no problem, like they're toys. Ever seen someone do something so well that it doesn't even look real? Well, this man embodies it. He keeps up a rhythm to make sure each nail is perfectly apart. All we can say is that this guy nailed it. Ever wondered how some wontons just look perfect? Well, these are the people behind those. It looks like they've been training their whole life for this moment. We can tell. The wontons get wrapped quicker than we can even blink. Now that's impressive. What could you achieve in 30 seconds? Most of us can barely even make it out of bed in that much time, but this guy can paint a whole wall in that time, and he even made it look satisfying while doing so. Also, can we just appreciate how good the paint roller is at its job? He drew a whole drawing on this pot within 30 seconds. Most of us wouldn't even be able to do that in 30 minutes. While most of us like the convenience of instant ramen, this guy somehow made fresh noodles instant. The perfect toss at the end is just the icing on the cake after the noodles. Effortless. Wrapping bottles for a living sounds like a boring job, but not when you're as good at it as this woman is. If we ever tried to do something like this, we'd probably tear the paper instantly. When your barista has to make 20 drinks together, your order might get left out. But at this incredibly fast bar, you'll get your Irish coffee piping hot in no time. You know when you want to tell your hands to do something and they just don't listen? This guy has the opposite problem. His hands have a mind of their own and they're fluent in math. If you have a restaurant that's constantly busy, then you need this guy in your life. It took him 50 seconds to fully clear out 2 tables and wipe them clean. No one would have thought that a video of someone extracting aloe vera gel could be so satisfying. This worker has the perfect technique to make sure no gel is left on the plant before discarding it, and the way she throws the aloe vera and it just perfectly lands each time is icing on top. When your work is physically taxing, it's hard to find the motivation to do it right, but when it's this satisfying to look at, you might find yourself breezing through your shift like it's no big deal. Just look at the way these workers split these thick cables to extract copper. From the moment this guy started chopping the tofu, we already knew it'll result in something crazy, and boy were we right. It almost looks like a lion's mane, but it's just tofu. There's probably nothing worse than having to take your work home with you because it's not done, but that's something this guy doesn't have to deal with. He'll be done before his shift even ends. There's calculating, and then there's just straight up insanity. This girl is crossing all limits of sanity that might have ever existed. While we all enjoy playing a game of solitaire, it would really suck if we went through the whole game only to realize the deck was missing an ace. That's exactly what this lady was hired to avoid, and let's just say, no one can beat her at this job. This woman's aim with some, mud pies is so insane that she might just be getting a call from the NBA to replace a few key players very soon. You want some ketchup? Guess what? You can't have it because no one can beat this worker's sauce game. The skill it takes to make sure each little cup is filled the right way, despite the fact that every time he fills one, the box gets slightly lighter, is unbelievable. But you might end up watching this clip 100 times because of how satisfying it is. While anyone can hammer a nail into a wall, no one can come close to the skill this man has. The way he's quick and precise hammering those nails, he might have the whole house done in a matter of hours. Poseidon who? These guys are the new god of water. Just look at the way they're sweeping it. It's like they're controlling it. Not even a single drop is lost. It's not every day you see candy being cut this precisely by someone, but it's a daily thing for this father-daughter duo. It looks like the daughter's getting ready to take over the business, although it doesn't seem like she needs any more preparation. This guy punches faster than we can even count. Pavel's been practicing martial arts since he was 6, and now he's a straight-up monster. Just look at the way he punches. It's no surprise he was able to break the world record for most punches in a minute with this attempt. Clearly, this woman was just born with the ability to count money because no amount of practice could make any of us this good. Just look at how she counts the whole stack of money in a couple of seconds. Repetitive jobs are often the hardest to do. You start off okay, but somewhere down the line things get so boring that you just can't go on anymore. But that's not a problem for this man, who's figured out that a little pep in his step can get his job done in seconds. Painting floors is no easy task. You could easily step on the paint and completely ruin it all and break your back in the process. But this guy has cracked the code. Look at how fast he paints. He'll be done painting the floor in just a couple of seconds with that speed. While robots might be coming for our jobs soon, these construction workers have just taken things to a whole other level by proving that they are human machines. Just look at that flawless coordination. Teamwork makes the dream work, and these guys basically embody that saying. Instead of walking all the way to the container, they make things way faster by working together. This worker somehow represents both extreme anxiety and an insane amount of confidence all in one go. He's strutting along those pipes like nobody's business, and we simply can't stop watching this video. This guy would beat just about anyone at a rap battle. Just look at the way he wrapped the whole box with tape in just a minute. Compare that to the guy in the background. This guy is a complete god at wrapping boxes. This window cleaner is fast and makes the job look super cool. If we could clean windows as well as this guy, then we probably wouldn't ever complain about it. Even the people at the back couldn't help but look at his window cleaning skills. Smoothing out curbs is probably one of the most frustrating jobs ever. It takes forever and is super easy to mess up, but these guys have found a hack that not only gets it done quicker, but even better. Although it does take 3 guys instead of 1, we can tell they were more than happy to help out. Somebody's got to give this bartender a raise. Just look at how quickly and smoothly she makes the drinks. With that level of hand-eye coordination, there's no stopping her if she decides to use her superpowers for evil. There's nothing worse than holes and cracks in your walls, right? Well, if you want to get rid of those, all you got to do is hire this guy, and you'll have a brand new wall free of any kind of holes in no time. Plus, you'll get the luxury of watching him do this in person. What's better than that? Alright, which of these workers impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to TrendJoint. See you in the next one.